Located in the foothills and valleys of Tennessee, there is a farm that we call home, where everything moves a little slower, we work hard and have fun. The blackberries and muscadines have a little tang. We like our horses broke and fast. We use our sawmill and work with our hands. You can typically find us outside or around a bonfire. We go to church on Sundays and we like our tea sweet. We like to rodeo and trail ride. Life has thrown us some curveballs, but there's nothing we can't get through with God and each other. We are Stony Branch Acres. Hey y'all, so in this episode you're going to see us taking down these Widowmaker trees that are absolutely huge and so dead. The trees on our property, Kevin says, are old. It's like an old forest. But first we had to take down some of these little trees around the big trees so they wouldn't be so much in the way. All of these right here are kind of dead and dying. But Kevin said that just happens with older forests or older woods. All I know is I'm just ready to get rid of all these trees because soon we are going to be building a barn and this is going to be where the round pen and arena is. I was all ready to get these trees cut and down, but Kevin was like, you know what, I need another brain here and more man hands to get this done. So he decided to call our buddy Worm. Worm and Kevin have a history of cutting trees, and I really know nothing about cutting trees, so I decided that I would just oversee the project and be the videographer for it to document everything. And this was quite the thing to document. My heart was basically in my throat the entire time because we had to make sure it didn't take out power lines, didn't take out our horse fence, didn't take out any barns or other sheds around the property. So this took a lot of brains and manpower for sure. So at this point, I was slightly freaking out because I knew the tree was going to fall at any time. I was telling the kids to make sure they could go inside because if this tree does hit the power lines, it was going to whip back and forth and wires were going to go everywhere. And then my heart was in my throat. Oh, and it barely hit it. And our power flickered. It went on and off. It was off for like literally 2.5 seconds and then it came back on. Oh my gosh, and the kids were so excited, but I was a nervous wreck. We're going to try to get it to go the other direction. So for this side of the tree, they had to make sure that it didn't hit the barn and the run-in shed. If it took out some of the smaller trees, that was totally okay. We just didn't want to hit the barn. And I was basically holding my breath this entire time. The kids were so excited. It is so funny to hear them. They all went running out because they were super excited. Well, the two littles stayed up on the deck. Two of the kids that were there that day were Worm's kiddos. They're such sweethearts. The things that these men come up with to do never cease to amaze me. So yes, let's get on the forks of the tractor and then throw this through the tree. Or not. Let's try again. I think this is a take 2 time. But throw it to the tree, so they can pull the tree the way that they need to make it fall correctly. Here are the two youngest, my son and Worm's daughter, and they're just chasing after the chickens over by all the squash that got too big that I threw out. They're absolutely precious. Such cutie pies. And let's saw, and saw some more, and saw some more, and we will just continue sawing until we saw through this massive tree. I know. When is it going to fall? Like, when are they going to cut through it? When is it going to fall? It was so suspenseful. And why is he running? Where was he going? At this point, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, where are you going? Is that the way the thing is falling? I was all sorts of confused. Then I backed up and went out of the gate because I was like, if this thing kicks back or goes a different direction, because it was leaning one way and they were saying it was going to go another way, I was like, I want to be able to run to the road and like just run as far as I can go. I'd already put the kids way out of the way so they were safe and protected. Who knew that cutting trees would be like such a tedious job as far as like the cuts that you have to do? I never really understood the process of cutting trees until I've been around my husband for the past 14 years, who used to work for a tree service, who has cut trees, and now his friend Worm, who has also cut trees. And they also own a landscaping business on the side from their other jobs, and they cut trees in that too. So lots of tree cutting. So at this point, I heard my son inside saying, "Mommy, Mommy, you left me with this goal," talking about Nora, Worm's daughter. So I was like, okay, let me go rescue Wilder and see what's going on. Naturally, when I do that, that is when they cut the tree and the tree falls, and I try to get a quick video because I hear it happening, and my phone wasn't even in the correct direction. That tree was a massive tree. They look so tiny next to it, and they're not tiny. So this is cool. This is me and Kevin and our daughter Claire. This was back in 2017. I believe it was in August or September. We had just bought this 1 acre right here that sits next to our house. We were so excited. We were putting in our 2 gates. We had an old, whatever, I think it was like a Ford long bed diesel. 1 or 2 of the injectors in it had gone out. We didn't want to spend the money on it, so we were trying to part it out or just sell it as is. We finally did sell it. So finally got rid of that piece of junk. I had actually sold that Blue Horse trailer, and then a few years later bought it back from the girl that I had sold it to. So it's just really cool to look back and see the progress that we've we've made, to see where we've come from, to see what we've been through. This really lets you just like sit back and think like, this is possible. Things are possible with hard work. And this proves it right here. So this is in 2019. This is basically now where the round pen sits, and where those trees you just saw, we were cutting those trees. So it's really crazy to see the progress that we're making. Okay, so get this. This is pretty cool. This is what's looking off our back deck. Where you see the trailer and the truck parked, we just bought that 1 acre of land, and I thought it was so much, and so did Kevin, and we were so excited. And this was just back in 2017. The way that God works, I'm just gonna like give him a shout out. The way that he works is so cool, because now in 2021 we now all together have 21 acres. We bought, I believe it's like 17 or 18 more acres back there that are pasture and hardwood trees. So what's going to happen on our property over the next years to come is going to be the coolest thing, to see the progress, to see where it's come from, to see it flourish and just evolve. It's going to be super cool. Okay, so this was taken in 2017 from my back deck. Just looking at it, thinking, oh my gosh, how are we even going to do this? What am I going to make out of this 1 acre of property? Boom. 2021, here we are. We are building my arena, building the round pen. We're soon going to be building a hay barn and building our horse barn. It's just absolutely the coolest thing. No, this didn't happen overnight. It's taken many nights, countless nights of crying, praying on my knees, feeling guilt for wanting more when I already have so much, just so many things. And then now to have this and see where our hard work, where my tears, blood, sweat, like everything has come from and gone to, it's a super, super cool feeling. None of this was just given to us. We have worked day in and day out for this, sometimes working 2 and 3 jobs, and it's all paying off. Finally seeing it come to life is completely, totally, 100% paying off. To know in the evenings that I get to come home and ride and see that sunset, amazing. To know that my daughter will learn to be a better barrel racer on this property is the coolest feeling. To know that Wilder will get to learn how to ride horses and do all sorts of farm things on this property that we have built from the ground up is just such a cool feeling. It's such a cool feeling. I give all the glory to God.